Well then, fuck me for trying to get something else out there that I probably should have posted yesterday. Hello my raft, and today is a stupid day, and I really do feel stupid today. So, a little bit of a thing behind the scenes is that I recorded an entire video, basically recovering a lot of the facts and opinions and a whole bunch of the stuff that was going to be happening, and unfortunately I did not post that when I had the chance. The video was all edited, and everything was recorded, edited, and even the music was actually there. But that's not this video. This video is one that I have to re-record because of the fact that there has been an update, and a very important one with that as well. So, for those of you unaware, I'm going to be talking today about Earth 2, and all that I'm going to be saying on the matter is the current situations. If you haven't known anything about Earth 2 up until this point, and you would still like me to show you the video, this is going to be a technical part 2 that's going to be posted before the part 1 once I edit this shit down. But, in essence, the long and short of it is that a very, very sketchy website with a very, very sketchy terms of service and a very, very weird game, quote-unquote, that is a mass media online role-playing game, which is not what that's actually fucking called, has currently been in the roundabouts on everything to do with anyone. Now, essentially, what's been happening is a basic battle between the various parties involved, people such as Aria Realty, Big Fry TV, Sid Alpha, Upper Echelon Gaming, and etc., and a few other different smaller channels that are not the major players to be talked about. If you want more detailed information, I will link to all of the channels, every single one of them, in this description down below, including Earth 2's own YouTube channel, as well as a specific video that was talked about, which is kind of a big focal point in some of the regards, but this has been happening over the course of a few weeks. Again, this goes to show you just how quickly I need to get these kinds of videos out. Anyway, that's not the topic today. The topic today is on the response to the latest endeavor that has been happening here. So, let's get started. The long and short of it is that one of the big things that has been happening recently and become under the microscope again is that they have hired a man by the name of Benson, or at least that's what he calls himself. Sid Alpha refers to him as Barry Boy Benson, but I will refer to him as Big Boy Benson because I think that sounds way funnier. So Big Boy Benson is definitely here, spouting off his usual nonsense. For those of you unaware, he was the publisher and developer on a game called Civil Contract, a game that was highly scrutinized for the fact that the entire game was a broken, unplayable mess for several thousand different reasons. And one of the big ones that was a focal point, and one of the points that is very interesting to mention, is the fact that there was assets that were stolen without the proper licensings and everything to be, well, used. And this is a big deal. Not only that, he has lied consistently about his age, so no one knows how old he is, and currently he is said today to be 18. Now, the major points that I want to hit on this specific video, and I will of course link that video down in the description below, is the following. The following 3 points are what I really want to talk about today, and I don't really have the video on hand for that, but I'm just going to be going off of what he says and what I have written on my script here. So, the 3 major talking points that I want to be in this is the fact that, yes, there is no defamation lawsuit, thank God. Otherwise, that other video would have aged like milk, because I basically went over the entirety of the Earth 2 timeline, and, well, it was quite interesting to go over that entire timeline in a various sense. But there is no defamation lawsuit, thank God. Really should have gotten that video out sooner, so that way I could have at least made this update video and then posted it back up onto the channel as a kind of correction to this current situation. Goes to show you how fast news can go if you're not on top of everything. Number 2, he protects and tries to defend Various Benson's actions without knowing much about the person in general. Firstly and foremostly, sir, how in the motherfucking hell do you not know anything about the individual that you have hired into your company? A junior developer or not, and on a temporary thing or not, you must incur some sort of actual background check if you are going to be a legitimate company. I understand that you are an indie developer, and I myself have become part of a sort of indie team. But at the very least, I will be very upfront if they ask for any specific information. I even had to have signed an NDA, so I cannot talk any more about this. So I cannot talk any more about anything having to do with the actual game itself. But I can talk about that I do work for people involved in making a game. So, any more than that, and I'm fairly certain I will be basically violating NDA. But I will say that I am a part of that system. In any case, for the most part, you are supposed to present a whole bunch of different information, and especially if you are a legitimate company, you are supposed to present a resume for that to be happening. Now, again, I am not one to talk, as my resume sucks balls. But if you are a company such as yourself with hundreds of millions of dollars flowing through you, regardless of whether or not you are a tinier team, you should at the very least do a background check or do some sort of research on the actual topics and things that have been involved once you search up who they are. If they have anything like a YouTube channel, anything like that, you need to know who you're hiring and what that says about your company. And since it has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Various Benson, or Big Boy Benson in this case, has been in this game for 3 years and has shown a repeated action of things that have not been paid for, things that have been apparently stolen, and things that have been manipulated to a degree that is not to a legal standpoint on any sort of platform, including Steam, which is why it was taken down and stuff, and can even break Steam's terms of service. Why the hell would you want to have a person like this on your team? Not only that, again, to reiterate, he is not a good developer at all. Because he steals assets, he reuses assets for other people that he purchased off of a store, and has variously no coding logic at all. You say that his game was an FPS game. Sure it was, even though in a lot of respects it actually was a third-person game, at least the one that he has posted previously, which was Civil Contract. The game that you might be referring to right now is his newer game, which also is violating Steam terms of service in the fact that Various Benson has admitted to his team that they should post reviews praising the game to get the numbers up. Unfortunately, again, that is against Steam's terms of service. Now, the third point that I really want to get and hammer home here is due to the fact that he also says all of this. That he says every single one of these and tries to defame and tries to say and post it on the other people. That this is bullying to the highest degree. No, sir. Bullying to the highest degree is what he did. Yes, this is true. He bullied, he threatened, and he used various illegal actions to try and get what he wants. Sir, that is bullying, because he was the one aggressing everyone else to try and get his way, whereas they were simply defending themselves. If you were to look at various videos on the actual topic itself, all of those will be linked again to their channels, and I will try to link at least a couple of those kinds of videos that are very important. One of, if not the biggest problems that I have with this in particular, is the fact that, again, this is a proven and known person, and yet you cannot take 5 minutes to do any sort of research, any sort of background checks into this person that you are currently hiring. In all respects, I would say that this is not a good look for your company. And you wonder why people keep calling your game a scam. So, here's what I would recommend. Since there is no defamation lawsuits, thank you, that is a good thing, you should go ahead and fire this person for the reason that he not only decided to leak out these internal documents, and maybe even leak out this whole information by merely talking to someone. Whether that would be acquired illegally or not in your eyes, it was not acquired illegally, technically. But not only that, what is also known to this is that this is a known scammer and known person who has been an aggressor and hasn't had it out for literally every single YouTuber that has talked negatively about him ever. I want you to go and fire him. I think that is the most logical course of action for the reasons given above. Not only that, it would not only make your business seem more legitimate if you want it to see that way, but regardless of whether or not you say that he is an ambitious young man with a lot of experience, that is a bold-faced lie. I would bet you $9,000 that the people that you had working on the drone project, yes, you had 2 people who are actual developers who had another game that was not well received, but was at the very least playable, and at the very least was an actual product that they made, but they abandoned that project. Those 2 have way more experience than various Benson, or Big Boy Benson in this case. In essence, the only thing that you should do is terminate his trial and let him go on his way, regardless of whether or not you give him a second or even a third chance. This is his actual third chance, which is not only been squandered away, but is also now defaming your company. If you want to think of the betterment of the company, this person either has to go or it's going to be much worse for you down the line. And I'm not talking about me personally making you videos on that. I am merely saying that the internet and everyone involved will tear you down to pieces because of the fact that you even have this individual in your statement for this. Devs for this kind of actions have been roasted for a whole lot less. Not only that, some devs have done only 1/10 of the actions that various Benson has done in this situation and have been fired from actual AAA jobs because of that fact. So, whenever they say, do your research, I say, bring it on. Anyway, my name is GamePanguin21. I will link everything to that is legitimate and needed to be said in the description down below. And I'll see you all next time. Peace off.